Social media is old hat by this point, right? If you're a business owner or somebody that's trying to start a nonprofit or anything in that in that category, you know that you need to be on social media. That's where people are. It's where people are connecting, and it's important for business owners to be there. But how do we use it effectively? So particularly if you're a new business owner, you're just getting into this, how do you decide what platforms to use? What types of things do you post? So what social media is supposed to be about is making real connections with people. And people go on social media because they want to connect with other individuals. So your business's messaging, what you're posting has to be something that makes a real connection with people. Another consideration is platform. What platforms should you be on? There's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's TikTok, there's LinkedIn. There's a dozen other smaller platforms. Which one's right for your business? Just a general rule of thumb there, fewer platforms is usually better. It's better to do a few platforms really well than to be on everything and just not be able to keep up with it. And then tactics, how do you use the platform? Are you able to use it intelligently? Do you understand the analytics, all the ins and outs of how the platform works? And do you have a plan to do that well? And then process, and this is maybe most important, is how are you going to execute the strategy that you set up? How are you going to keep up with it? Who's going to do it? When are they going to do it? What do you need to make it work? So execution and having a process for execution is an incredibly important part of that as well. If you're talking about making a connection, you want to show your personality. You want to be able to be a human being. People don't want to connect with sort of nameless, faceless brands. They want to connect with other people. So don't be afraid to talk like a human being. Don't kind of stay away from sort of old stale marketing speak, brand speak, and be real, be human. And another thing is to follow trends. Know what's happening in the market. Know what kinds of things people are posting. What's trending. But proceed with caution. You don't want to jump on every trend. Make sure that you're using wisdom, you're using judgment to do that. And that kind of leads into the next point. What people will do a lot of the time, if they're a business owner, they will pick the youngest person in the office and they will put that person in charge of social media and then just kind of hands off, maybe check in every few months or something like that. Or they will have their niece or nephew or their son or their daughter handle their social media. That can work out really well because, of course, those people are, young people are digital natives. They know the technology. They know how it works. They know how people interact on it. The thing that they're lacking in a lot of the time is experience and wisdom. You as the business owner or people that have more experience know what the brand is. They know how to protect that brand. So it just needs to be, I'm not saying don't have those people manage your social media, but make sure it's a conversation and that you're kind of tempering that youthful knowledge and enthusiasm with wisdom. You want to run ads intelligently. It used to be, I'm thinking of Facebook in particular, but you almost couldn't lose with Facebook ads. But it's become a lot more competitive. Facebook has made things a lot more difficult. So don't just go in and start kind of spending money willy-nilly. Make sure you have a plan. Make sure you do your homework. Make sure you're keeping up on your ads and making sure you're getting a return on that ad spend. And another thing is to consider is if social media feels like a huge chore, and I see this with my clients all the time. If you really don't like it, if it just, thinking about going on and posting something, just, you start to feel a little nauseous at the idea even. then maybe you shouldn't be posting on that platform, or maybe you're not the person in your company that should be making the posts. You have to have some kind of affinity for it to go well. I've seen that again and again, where people try to force themselves to do it, and they're just going to struggle to. You're going to struggle to do that well, and you're going to struggle to keep up with it and be consistent. And I'm just going to go through just some real high level stuff about, how do you choose which platform you use. So just some to give you an idea of how to make that decision. First of all, Facebook. Facebook is, as much as it pains me to say, it's kind of become the older person's social media network, and I grew up in the Facebook generation. I think Mark Zuckerberg is maybe few years older than me, but not much. But it really is. Facebook's not cool for young people anymore. There's still a really broad range of people that are on it. It is great for local community type stuff, and it's great if you're trying to reach kind of that 30 or 40 plus demographic. Instagram, it is kind of a step younger as far as age. It's still cool, still hip, maybe the 21 to 35, maybe up to 40 demographic. Obviously, Instagram is really great for visual brands because it's all about photos and videos. Instagram Reels can be really successful because of the platform that I'm about to talk about next. But Instagram, another, and it's tied in with Facebook as well, so that makes it easy if you do have a Facebook page that you're running to connect that to Instagram. Well, I shouldn't say it's not necessarily easy to make that connection and manage it, but you can do it. The next platform is TikTok. And TikTok, I guess, has been around for several years now, but it's sort of of the big platforms. It's the new kid on the block. It's the reason that Facebook, Instagram, YouTube are pushing short form video content so much, because it's just had this huge explosion in popularity. So it is a younger demographic, something like 13 to 30 generally, although, a lot of older people are getting on TikTok as well. So it's not just, teenagers and younger people. If you're going to use TikTok, you want to be able to keep it fun. The type of content's expanding and changing a little bit too, but generally it's things that are fun, highly entertaining, funny. So if your brand fits with that, or you can find a way to do that, that can work really well. LinkedIn is, of course, it's the professional social network. So if you are a B2B company, business to business, if you're selling to other businesses, it's a great place to be. If you're selling professional services like marketing or accounting or different things like that, it's a great place to be. But yeah, it's for professionals to reach other professionals. I hope that helps. I know it's not, the world of social media can be kind of intimidating and overwhelming. There's just so much there, but I hope that helps give you at least some things to think about, some starting points for developing a social media strategy for your business. So I appreciate you watching. Hit the subscribe button below. Thanks. Have a good one.